Hey everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Well, we're back on the John Deere 2500 5-bottom moldboard plow. If you've been with me for any length of time, you saw where we did all the work to it, got the hydraulic issue straightened out, we mounted the tires, rebuilt the back tail wheel section. I'll try to throw some cards up over that, and we turned some soil with it out front of the oak patch. And during that process, I was in a rush, of course, broke the second moldboard off. The bolts in it, where dirt gets back in there, it rusts them out. It had been sitting for a while. So we got all new bolts, try to get that bolted back on, put the cylinder back on the front that adjusts it, and I think we're gonna roll with it when the time comes. I'm gonna try to get some early fall tillage done here before long. We'll explain that as we go along. I'll take you down here in a few minutes to show you what we're doing with the 1086 and see what we can get accomplished. So keep your fingers crossed that everything goes well, and we're really starting moving some soil this fall. So guys, we got the fan going, so it might be a mess with the audio again, but 4 bolts on the moldboard, 2 of them go through the landslide down here. Of course, plow bolts, I don't have those. What I'm going to do is replace these 2 up here and hope for the best. I'm not replacing any of the hard parts on the plow. You know, if everything goes good, I kind of got an idea in my head about how often I will plow, and so if I can get this first round completed and the soil turned over, then we'll have plenty of time to replace everything. I don't have the cultures going either, and you know, it is what it is. We're going to replace these 2 bolts on each one, and hopefully with these being grade 8 bolts, it won't put any extra stress down here. I think it's just dirt gets down behind here and sits and just kind of rusts the bolts. It falls down in between here, so you know, I'm sure that it would help to replace these, but I'm not going to waste the time and money on messing with these until we're ready to change the landslides and, you know, do all the hard parts. So we'll see what we can do. Well, the bolt shaft is rusty in there, so we're just going to have to manually get that twisted around and broke loose and the rust worked free before I can even get the nut off, because naturally it's on the back side. So it's better than it was, but probably gonna have to go get the breaker bar. I need a bigger impact gun. All right, let me get the breaker bar. Well, we got it broke loose that time. I didn't do it with a breaker bar, just kept working it. I may end up having to get the torch back here. Well, it's not here, but I don't know. I can't even get the grinder in there to cut that, but these ones down here at the bottom are a lot, not near as many threads, so I don't know. Let's see what happens. Well, the bottom one came out, or came loose rather, but you can just see the rust. That bolt's not eat up really bad, but I'm sure it's pitted pretty good there, so I don't know. I might can get the grinder over here and cut that head off. Really don't want to mess with the torch out here, because I got to get extra water and fire extinguishers and all that. Of course, naturally somebody killed the grass right here, so it'll be working in lush green grass, so I don't know. Let me see what I can do. Far enough, we broke it off. Oh, that's not. Oh, it did. I was thinking that wasn't going to come out on the back side. All right, let's get some new bolts. Yeah, somebody can't read a tape measure, I guess. Those aren't the right size bolts. They're almost too long. I don't know. I got these, I think, right after I broke the bottom off, and that's been months ago, so I can't really remember. Walk around here and see if I got anything. I don't think I do. I know that's the ones for it, because there's 10 of them, and 2 per plow would be 10. I wonder about myself some days. Well, I got the wrong size bolts. I don't know what I was looking at. Well, I do know what I was looking at, but I don't know why. The landslide bolts are 1/2 inch, and that's what I got. These up here are, I think they're 5/8. I haven't measured, but I got a couple out, so we're gonna go ahead and take them all out, and I'll get some more, run by there tonight and get some more. I can always use those 1/2 inch grade 8 bolts on something, I guess. But I'll turn you on a little high speed. We'll get the rest of them off, and then I won't bore you with them putting them back on. We'll move on to another project. Well, we got them all out, so we only had to end up cutting one. None of them really looked that bad. The first bottom up there looked the worst, and that was the one I had to cut out. But you know, rusting up inside the holes here, so if I could have got the impact on the nut, you know, broke the nut loose, but you still got to break the shoulder of the bolt loose. So I'll probably put some NICs in there just so they don't rust to the inside of that. But you know, like I said, I don't know. Let's see if I can find it here. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with them. I mean, they're pitted a little bit, but I can't really tell with the head. I think that's just grade 5, but maybe it just worked itself loose. I don't know. I don't see how as tight as those were, but regardless, we're gonna put some new hardware in all these, and then when I change the hard parts on the plow, you know, then we'll have new bolts down there and move on. So let me take you down here to the 1086 and show you what we got going on there. That's a sight, isn't it? Well, you can probably figure out what we're doing. Well guys, looking in the belly of the beast there. It's my outside dual, trying to put on the 1086. We had some issues with the valve stem. I was messing with it the other day trying to get it to take air, finally did, and leaking about as fast as I was putting it in. So somebody, I think, had tried to take this loose. I want to say, if I'm guessing, probably at some point they thought it was a tubeless tire, and we're going to change the valve stem because it's bent right there and twisted this off the tube. So it's no big deal. The tube, I mean the rim itself is in really good shape behind the pole here compared to what some of them I've dealt with. So that's a good thing. I've got to take the grinder and wire wheel and kind of work up a few pieces of scaled rust here, knock some of this down, vacuum it out, shoot a coat of paint on it, and then get the tube put in. So bring along for a little bit of that today, and hopefully if we get this finished up, then we can get back on the plow. I did get the correct bolts finally. He's being testy again. Just got to come over here and see what's going on with the tube. Well, we got the tire ready, vacuumed it out, cleaned the rim up. I decided against painting it just because I'm in a hurry. It's not really bad. I'll make sure that when I dismount or take the deal off, I'll put it inside, but it's not bad at all. There's no real rust, just a couple of spots. So I think it'll be fine in my lifetime. Inside the tire feels good. So just to answer the question, we did not pull it off. Ran out of gas that day in my motivation. We just could not get it off with the tools we had. So I decided to leave it, clean the rim up best I could. I think I've told you guys way back in another video, but I had a flat, I think it was that side, I can't remember, a thorn. But the rim was pretty bad, so we ended up having to pull it all the way off. But since this one wasn't so bad, just decided against it. So buddy's here, we're gonna try to see if we can get this tube in it. if Jack doesn't step on it first. And I won't get any footage of that, but it's just some footage of it when we're mounted back up, and hopefully get ready to hook the plow up this afternoon. Cross your fingers. Well, there it is, guys. Got everything together, got all the bolts replaced on the plows, moldboards, and hooked up. I need to get me some better bungee cords for the hydraulic hoses. Got the dual on, holding air tube in it. So other than needing a bigger shed, I believe we are ready for some really early fall tillage. I got some hay down, you'll see in a later video. As soon as we get that up and off the field, then we're probably gonna get started. So let me get in the shade here and might wrap this one up. All right, we're gonna call this one good. Wasn't a whole lot, just a little bit of work here there on the John Deere 2500 and the 1086. I'm tickled to death I got my dual on. Thank you, Cousin Scott, for that again, for going and getting them and keeping them for me. Lucked out that the good tire was on this one, so I didn't have to worry about doing that, but we did get the tube in it. All the bolts are in the plow now, so you know we're good to go. I said, I think in the previous clip about the hay, you'll see that in the upcoming video, the last cutting. But once that's gone, and that's going to happen in the next couple of days, we're going to get started. Might be kind of silly to do it this early. I know some weeds and stuff will come back. We're going to get rid of this sod layer and give it plenty of time to dry out and mellow out, so that I can work it up a lot better than I did in the front field. I think that created a lot of issues, especially for my back, running over that ground so quick. I mean, doing all that work in, you know, 3 or 4 days basically, not giving that sod time to dry out. But anyway, stay tuned for more, guys. Definitely, like I said, we're going to do some field work and hopefully get you some better camera angles on it. A little bit of hay coming up for the last time for this year, and then it'll be planting time for me. I know harvest is getting ready to ramp up for all you guys, and I'll be there as much as I can to watch it. Hopefully I'll be doing the same thing next year. So if any of you is interested, I'll put a link in the description. Mad Moose Designs, IP Farms, pennies on the dollar, hats, shirts, decals. Really appreciate everything, guys. Thank you for following along the journey with me. I know it's up and down, but the support you guys bring is really amazing and keeps me motivated, and I really enjoy what I'm doing. So hopefully you do the same, and we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Till then, thank you.